Markle announced her first product, and it's a strawberry jam.
Hiya, strangers. Guys, I got so sick and then I got into a truck accident. But I'm here now, so I do profusely apologize, but it was literally out of my hands. I've had the worst last few months, you guys. I don't even get my vehicle till March. So I'm going to stop moaning. If anyone is completely brand new here, welcome. This is ACO. This is where we have facts and fun. I do everything in chapter form. At the end of each chapter, I have what I call commercials. Those are just things that are funny, online, parody, skits, all kinds of fun stuff. And we laugh. So, you guys, I'm just going to get right into this, and we are going to have fun. All right. So, chapter 1, Samantha, or Yvonne, her father, and family lies. So, before we get into it, and trust me, you guys, this one is crazy. I'm not even joking. I just wanted to go a little bit over what's been happening. I did put these on my posts. You guys, I put memes, and like relevant news and my updates and stuff on my community post every night. So maybe check it out. That would be great. Anyway, obviously, I think you all know what happened. She went to this highbrow. Well, I don't know if she crashed it or what she did, but I heard she was there like 20 minutes or something. I don't know. This woman is insane now. Like, she's literally gone off the rails. I don't know how else to say it. She needs to be 5150. I mean, I'm not even joking. Her eyes are cray-cray. And I would be afraid if I was that lady. I would be very, very afraid. And I seriously doubt she put a singular dime towards quote-unquote investing. Investing my arse. She just wants to have her mug in the papers in any way, shape, or form. I don't know where this was. Like, was it a little restaurant, a garage? I don't know. But the mighty have fallen, have they not? No sympathy, zero, none. But yes, I think we all know she's cray-cray here. Now, let's get to precary. As you can see, I had to add my little bit, F off Harold. When I saw this, I posted it right away. So, because I can't always get my stuff out right away. It's not that I don't know stuff. So check out, Anyways, Harry joins TSN Broadcast Talk Grey Cup. I don't know if you guys watched this or not. I watched 3 minutes and I was done. He knew nothing and he looked like a complete fool, and there was booing, and I will be playing that. But there is a couple things I wanted to read out, but just very quickly, because I do not want to stay on this very long. So we'll get to it. So when I started to get things together, it was very quickly. This was like 34 minutes after, but somebody said, can confirm Harold was loudly booed by the crowd when he made his surprise and unwelcome Grey Cup appearance today. Wanker. And I wrote, us Canadians always boo loudly when this arrogant SOB steps foot in our country. We don't want you here, Harold. Go far, far away. So there's just a couple comments. Someone said, get out of my country. Someone said, now Canada, is he ever home with his kids? What kids? Someone else, we don't want him. And yet another surprise appearance. Wow. What is even his relation to the Canadian football finale? Nothing. Nothing, by the way. Absolutely. Okay, I was going to curse, but now I'm not, because I have to be careful for 20 minutes. No, zip, zero, nada. Okay. When was the last time he saw his beloved wife and kids? I don't think he's got those, does he? A beloved wife? I don't think so. Something is rotting in the hills of Montecito, and it's probably that roast chicken. I had to read that out, you guys. We need to have fun. Okay, I'm going to put on the booing. Okay, guys, I am going to get it to some really crazy info that was sent to me that you cannot get anymore. So it's pretty, holy crap. But, I guess all I have to say, first of all, I don't know if Princeharry was in rehab or if he wasn't, but he doesn't look that wonderful. And I didn't even put him on talking. I'm sure you guys have seen it on other channels. I just couldn't even bear to listen to him again because he sounds, I don't know, he sounds weird and mumbly and he doesn't know what he's talking about, so I'd rather not. So, all right, let's get to what I want to talk about. Now, I just have 3 photos to go through before we get into everything else. And I was looking at this picture again, you guys. I know I had brought it up before, but I wanted to show you Thomas Jr. and Doritos head sizes. That's to scale, you guys. That's the first thing I noticed on this picture was that her head was tiny compared to his. I believe 100,000% that they put her in because she wasn't around, right? That's what I think anyway. Or they put Thomas Jr. in. I don't know. It's not correct. So I've circled the things that aren't correct. I wrote, this is the family photo that never was. Really, MSM, we deserve better. And we do. We really do. And it's really strange that it's only Thomas Jr. with the Raglins. What? Showing Dorito as a devoted mom. I don't know. But I put arrows where there's glowing and circles. Like, where is his hand? And you can't even, it just disappears into the chandelier. Like, where'd it go? Like the head, he's the only one also that has shadows. I'm kind of wondering if he was photoshopped in because everybody else's head seems to be more the same. And then Thomas Jr. seems out of whack. So I'm kind of thinking it's that and that because she looks pretty young. So she probably went away like right after this or something crazy. I don't know. But then there's also, if you look at Elvin, there's no way his arm would do that. I put a purple line where his arm should be. It's all kinds of wrong, you guys. The hand is very bizarre. Look how far apart the thumb and finger. It's just very bizarre. Same with Aunt Sandra there. I put a dotted line because that's where her armpit should be. You can see it's real low. It doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense. So I know I don't have fancy tools and stuff, but there are things you can see with the naked eye. And now that we know about the photoshopping, well, we all kind of, I mean, most of us creators were kind of, and thank you TRG very much for starting it because now we can talk about it. And I'm happy about that. So I'm going to get on to something else. Okay, I put this together, you guys. This is all from the Daily Mail. Okay. And 1, 2, and 3. And I'll explain why. Now, this says it's Roachel's family share intimate private photo album. All right. In number 2, it says that this is her birthday with her mom Dorito. What? First off, look, they don't even look like, she doesn't even look like she should be there with her. Am I wrong? Like, it looks like she's staring off into somewhere else and like, where's all the balloons and all of that crap? Like, you can't tell me this spoiled kid didn't have a bloody party. I will never, ever believe that she didn't. Okay. So, yeah, cake, gifts, people, everything. So, okay, they do number 1. They don't give nothing on number 1. Okay. They just say it's her photo album. They don't give a flipping nothing, date, nothing. So number 2, they say it's her 11th birthday. Okay. And then number 3, they don't give a date or an age and they just say like mother, like daughter. And that's about it. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, this is her 11th birthday, is it? So I decided I would Google Roachel's 11th birthday. And I'll show you what came up. Okay, I hope I got it all in there. As you can see, I left up on there Roachel, 11 years old. So we got the Daily Mail saying 12 years old. Then we got the damn dish soap story, 12 years old. And then on the right, we got 11-year-old. Well, well. Is she 11? Is she 12? She looks different than the other photo. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys why I do not trust MSM. I think we all don't. I mean, if you watch me, you know how I feel. This is why. They lie and then they take money from her to lie more. It's insane. So let's get on to some really juicy stuff. So I thought I would just start off with a bang. You guys, I have a confession. I have never read anything this woman has said or put out, like her book or nothing, you know. So I don't know if this is common knowledge, but it certainly is not something I knew about. One, Samantha, using name Samantha Grant, has claimed in numerous articles, including Hello, that she got MS in 2008 and has been in a wheelchair ever since. Then along comes a slip and fall lawsuit using the name Samantha Rasmussen, where she claims she fell in 2016 and has been in a wheelchair ever since. 3, lawsuit 2019 to prove she is in a wheelchair due to the fall in 2016. What? Sorry, you guys, if you're brand new here, I get a little heated, but then we have fun. Believe me, the last chapter is always a blast. But this is starting to really piss me off. No joke. I am so tired of the lies and bullshit. Like, do you have MS? Okay, if you do, then why are you trying to get money from a slip and fall lawsuit? That is... Yeah. So I didn't know if you guys knew about this. I did not. So I wanted to bring it to you. So this was just a tweet I had found. According to Samantha Markle herself, and they said that's not true. She says, someone says, so Sammy, was Dorito ever in jail? And she says, not after my dad married her. Well, we know that's a complete abject lie, right? Like, she went to jail and tried to frame him. Not only that, thanks to my diligent research, we know that she's gone twice in 2008 as well. So I don't believe anything this woman says. I'm just saying it. So somebody said, something else I found weird. I used to chat to Samantha a lot on Twitter, different alias, providing sugar posts for evidence for her court case. I wasn't the only one. Without any reason, she blocked us all. Now, no mention of court case makes me think the court case was a load of BS as well. Has anybody heard anything? It was supposed to be this month. This month is closing in to end. I don't know about you, but I haven't seen anything. Maybe I'm wrong. But what's up? Really, what is up? I would love to know. And guys, I have real stuff like this, yes, but I've got actual documents to show you. So trust you me, it's going to get wild. But I wanted to do a little caveat into Thomas Sr. So this is the Sun, and it's extremely short. But I thought it gives a punch, right? So this was Thomas's ex-wife, Rosalind. And it says here, or Rosalind, I'm not sure. 73, she has broken her silence on Princeharry and Roachel's relationship to alleged Thomas. Oh, sorry. To alleged. Why did they write that? Okay, that's not my script, guys. Okay, allegedly Thomas was an awful father who didn't show much interest in their 3 kids. Rosalind Markle, Thomas's ex-wife, accused Megan's dad of being neglectful and cheating on her, including with one of her family members. Okay, that's disgusting. She met him at a house party in Chicago in the summer of 1963. Rosalind was working as a clerk in the Illinois Railroad Company while Thomas was at WTTW Studios. She said she was impressed by his charming smile and she was soon pregnant with their first child, Samantha. They married and moved into a small one-bed flat in Chicago, but the happy life together Rosalind hoped for soon fell apart. Rosalind, who now lives in Albuquerque, obviously this is an older article, New Mexico, told the Mirror, "As I was no longer working, Tom's paycheck was the only money coming in. She said he would scream at her to get a job of her own if she ever asked for cash to buy nappies or food for their kids. He often lost his temper." Rosalind added, "I can still see the look in his face and how he'd clench his teeth in anger. Although he was never violent, Tom would often lose his temper. He would scream, 'F you, F off, leave me the F alone, or get the F out of here.' Everything was F. He called me an F and C a lot." Rosalind hoped the situation would improve when she became pregnant with her second child, Tom Jr., in 1965. But she claims they only got worse, with Thomas driving Rosalind and the children to his mom's house in Pennsylvania, where he abandoned them and wouldn't send money. Thomas's parents were said to have talked to him into coming and getting them eventually, but he was still neglectful when they arrived back in Chicago. She also alleged he was living an indulgent single life when out of the family home, being promiscuous and taking C. Responding to Rosalind's allegations, Thomas said, "These accusations about my relationship more than 40 years ago with my first wife are not valid. None of them." No, I believe her. 100%. So I saw this tweet from Samantha. By the way, you guys, I have always said Thomas Sr. is not a good guy. Just because he's old and sick doesn't mean he's a good guy, but that's just my opinion. You can do your own research, but I don't think you like what you see when you find it. Okay. This was Samantha's tweet. "Extremely improper that my father was not named on the coat of arms, and quite frankly, it looks like it was drawn by someone in a kindergarten classroom. Our father is American, but we have ties in the family tree to royalty in several places, according to the College of Arms." And I wrote, "If you have ties to royalty, where's your coat of arms then? Get your own made." I said, "This is beyond ridiculous. He doesn't deserve to be named, and it looks like even if it looks like a kindergartner drew it, why is it so important?" And by the way, I love the Queen's humor. The chicken legs and the crown around her neck. That's hilarious to me. Yep. Okay, guys, so I'm going to do this by like the earliest to the latest, okay? Somebody sent me this. You know who you are. Thank you so very much. It gets really worse than this, guys. Believe you me. So I'm just going to call them C records, okay? C records in the States are public record, and the only one with a C record is Samantha Markle, born Yvonne Marie Markle. Her aliases include Yvonne Markle, Yvonne Hale, Yvonne Marie Hale, Samantha Markle, Samantha Rasmussen. Oh my God. Okay, so this was in Albuquerque. And it shows there that she was found guilty of a DWI. Okay, 91. This is nothing. Hold on. Okay, so this was an issue summons in 2015, May 28th. It's a C complaint. And obviously this is the officer speaking. On May 22nd, 2015, at approximately 11:07 hours, I was dispatched to blah in reference to Samantha Rasmussen violating a restraining order. Restraining order, blah, 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 is, and they just give obviously the number of the order. I'm going to say S. S is having her boyfriend, Mark Phillips, and her daughter, Noelle Rasmussen, text messages. The text messages are stating that Noelle needs to tell the truth in court or she will be charged with perjury. Mark also stated in a text message, "Your mom said," and that's all I've got for this, you guys. But obviously, she was not supposed to be around them or around Noelle, and she's getting her boyfriend to text and stuff like that. So she got in trouble for that, but it gets worse. Okay, so this is a notice of results of the investigation From the state of New Mexico Children, Youth, and Family Department, you guys. Like, for real. It's concerning Noelle. And I'm going to blow it up a little bit so I can read it better, but I wanted to show you guys the whole thing. And look, dailymail.com, okay? So it was out there. Now, what Samantha's done, if anybody watched my last shows, where I managed to get some screenshots before she got everything hidden. So she didn't get stuff erased, but she got it hidden. So I could only get so much before, you know, because it was like a week later, it was gone. But anyways, I will get this bigger. So it says, Dear Scott, the Children, Youth, and Family Department has completed its investigation in response to the reports alleging, I'm just going to say and or neglect of your little ones dated 5/14/2015. And this was in August. So the investigation is concluded with an overall result of it was substantiated, you guys. It was, how do I even, physical A, emotional A by S and Mark Phillips. Let that sink in. The disposition of this case is the reference to family services treatment. The child's referred to counseling, you guys. If the investigation is substantiated but no court action is initiated by CYFD, you may request an informal review of the findings, blah, blah, blah. I was stunned and shocked when I saw that. Physical? What? Emotional? By both her and her boyfriend. I have absolutely less than zero respect for a mother that will let a boyfriend hurt their child. And I'm not kidding. I left my first husband over this shit, and I have zero tolerance for this. So I was livid when I read this. So this was in November, and it was from Scott to Sam. And it's the hearing report and notice of filing. So I'll blow this up a bit too and read it. It's what? So it says the matter came before the hearing officer on October 29, 2015 for hearing of respondent's motion for non-payment of support filed September 14th, 2015. The petitioner was present and appeared pro se. The respondent was present and appeared pro se. The hearing officer, having heard testimony, offers of proof and arguments, and being otherwise advised, finds, number 1, the court has jurisdiction over the parties in the subject matter. 2, the parties are the parents of one minor child, Noelle, age 17. 3, respondent mother testified that petitioner father has filed frivolous requests for orders of protection and a criminal complaint for violation of the temporary order of protection. Mother reports that father kept the child under the TOP and has never returned the child, violating all prior court orders. Mother states the father paid the court-ordered child support through May of 2015 and has not paid support since, owing mother for 5 months of support through October of 2015. Father testified that mother and her boyfriend are A to the child, and the child has lived with him since May. Father produced a certified letter from Children Youth. Sorry guys, this writing is crooked. It's not me. It's that it doesn't matter. But okay, so families reporting mother and mother's significant other were substantiated for A against child in May of 2015. And the letter was admitted without objection as petitioners 1. Father agrees that he paid support through May of 15 and has not paid since. Father asked this court to accept his oral motion to dismiss his pending motion, to vacate hearing, to dismiss action, and to accept his oral motion to modify primary physical custody of the minor child. So he's asking for primary custody, okay? Because they have been convicted of CA. Court clinician Pat Smith briefly interviewed the child and reported child does not want to have contact with mother at this time, explaining that her experience of mother and mother's boyfriend has been verbally and physically Oh my God. Child reports she has been in individual therapy for approximately 12 weeks and feels this is a positive therapeutic relationship. Child finished her GED while living with father and intends to start classes at CNM next semester. 6. Mother does not object to father's oral motion to dismiss his challenge of jurisdiction and to modify primary physical custody. Father reports he currently earns $21 an hour. Mother reports she receives $935 a month in Social Security disability benefits. The child receives health insurance through Medicaid. It is therefore recommended that A. Father's oral motion to dismiss motion to vacate and to dismiss action filed October 26, 2015 is granted. B. Father's oral motion to modify primary physical custody is granted. C. Child shall live primarily with father and have contact with mother as agreed between the parties. The child shall not be required to spend time with mother until such time. And that's all I got, you guys. I'm so sorry. But that's a lot. That's a lot, no? I'm just putting this picture here for a minute while I have a quick chat. I thought it was funny. It said, how she calls Roachel it. It's always had an insatiable hunger for cameras. Okay, wow. And there is Samantha sitting behind her. You guys, what did we know? What did we find out before? Well, there was the other stuff we already knew, right? From my last one, which was bad enough, which was threatening texts and all that kind of good stuff, right? And now to find out that she was actually charged, convicted, and everything of this, of CA. That... I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty disgusted. And also that fake claim with her disability. Like, what in the F? And then saying that about the coat of arms. Just everything. I've just had it with this. Had it. And Thomas Sr. is a lowlife in my opinion. I don't care what anybody says. This is just my opinion. I'm allowed to have it. So I'm going to close up this chapter, you guys. I do have one quick thing to show you, and then we'll get to commercials. Someone had brought out that they had changed the last spelling of their name, Markle, to EL. And I found it, but it seems to be that it just changed over time. You know how names change over time? And it seems to be that's what it is so far anyways. This was Doris and Gordon. So, yeah, that's all I can find for that. But let's get to...
dangerous as they're on. Crazy son of a...
If I left right now, do I get no money, or can I at least get like 2 days paid? You know what I mean? Or like 5 days because I was over here early. Like 100% serious.
I hope you enjoyed those. The SpongeBob my daughter made, so proud of her. So this is chapter 2. Roachel, the deceptive actress, the changing of a body for nefarious reasons. Okay, so this is going to be quite short, but that's okay. Have any of you guys heard of Anna Vera before? This was this year, you guys, and what they say, I never heard anywhere. Did Roachel and princeharry fake pregnancy, the surrogacy saga? This was the 24th of January of this year. So this is it, but listen to this. While stories of Roachel using surrogacy to have her babies are just mere rumors, which are fueled by hate and jealousy, it is a fact that Roachel used IVF to conceive. Have you ever heard somebody say that? I have not. It is believed that she used IVF to conceive her first child, Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor. While the exact details of the treatment are largely unknown, it is thought that she used a technique that is called intragalactoplasmic sperm injection. This involves the injection of a single sperm into an egg and is often employed when the male partner has a very low sperm count. Wonder who planted that story. Let's just blame Harry, shall we? Not the fact that I don't have a uterus. So we're just going to really quickly get a little bit into the malignancies, because there is something I want to talk about that I have not before. And it has to do with how she dealt with Archofficial as opposed to Lilibet. So I just want to read a couple little things and then show you some photos. My take is that the father was honest when he said he paid for M to freeze her eggs before a surgery. And now Thomas Sr. is being misleading in order to benefit M when he claims he wants to see his grandchildren. Her brother, I believe, also said she'd had a hysterectomy, because this is all recent, guys. I understand why Linda Below makes the comment she does, because Thomas Sr. has not been reliable about M. M's siblings all say that M was always able to get her way by raging until her father gave in, and he always did. Apparently now Thomas Sr. has decided that he needs to support M by claiming he wants to see his grandchildren. Suzanne, Minnie and Cora saw the interview where M's father said she froze her eggs before and needed surgery. However, her father also recanted and said he'd never said that M had a hysterectomy. He still maintains that. It is true that he never used that specific word, but clearly a hysterectomy is the only surgery that fits the situation. Now, this is what I'm interested in. Hollywood types who use surrogates but want to nurse take hormones for that purpose. These can cause weight gain. M looked heavier only shortly before and after the appearance of Archofficial, but not during all the months she wore her moon bumps. Morton, yes. Women or men can be prescribed prolactin hormone to induce lactation, usually given to adoptive parents who wish to breastfeed adopted infants. Side effects include secondary pregnancy characteristics such as weight gain and puffiness in the face. So that brings us to what I'm going to show you. This was in February 2019. He was born in May, supposedly. But if you notice, of course, there's no puffiness anywhere. This is ridiculous, but her face looks puffy and all of that, right? And then you see Catherine, because that's normal. Oh, and also Harry's thumb just digging in there. This was the Lion King premiere. I made this collage. I learned how to make collages. I'm so proud. But everybody noticed the weight gain. This was after Archofficial. Now, why would she look like this after and not during? So what did she learn? Because she goes through all of social media. She learned she had to look puffy, swollen for Lillibucks, because this was Netflix on the left and on the right was Archofficial. Big difference. Of course, she messed up a few times, like this being one of them. But anytime she had to get on camera, you guys, like to talk and stuff, she looked a little puffy. And that was from those pills, no question about it. Because this was, May of 2021, before Lillibucks. And I'm sure we all remember this. Everyone was like, oh my God, oh my God. But this was September 25th, 21. This was 4 months post supposed delivery. So she, wisened up a little. I mean, there are pictures of her not puffy, but she was more so with this one than Archofficial. And that's those pills. Hollywood actresses or actors change their bodies all the time, you guys, all the time. Of course, we all know that this is what she did. If it wasn't that one, it was another one. Who knows? She had a few. She put them on backwards. She didn't care. But this was Archofficial and she wasn't swollen. But yeah. So I just wanted to show, a lot of people have asked, why is she swollen? There's creators out there who insist she's had babies because of it. It's because of those hormones. Seriously, no joke. Yes. So I also thought I would just show like that she's done this before. Even when she was on that stage, she had patted her butt. You can see where the butt pads are. I mean, hello. Yeah. And there she is. No bum. No. This is one of the rare pictures I could find on the left of her turning around. Usually you don't get a picture from behind, but it's almost identical to the other one. And you can see the massive difference. Even if there's a little bit of weight loss, there shouldn't be that big of a difference. But that's Roachel for you. 100% fake, right? So, guys, yes, this is a Nanaloo meme. Isn't she hilarious? That's it for this one. It's a real quick one because the first one's a little bit longer, and I still want to have the Eco water cooler gossip. So, all I can say is she's changed her body many times over for every kind of reason. Can't trust a thing she says. Samantha seems to be just as bad as her sister. And I don't even know what to say about the two of them. I'm just sick of it. I'm just sickened and sick of it. But that being said, let's have some funnies and then get to the gossip.
Truly think you need to be saying something that's valuable. So yes, you can talk about like, where did Rachel get that pencil skirt?
Every fucking time she opens her mouth, it's like walking into your shower, turning it on and getting fucking covered in diarrhea.
Really are just over it. But if everyone's over it, it's never going to be over.
It's a barrage of shit. Every time she opens her mouth, that's what comes out. It's almost as if her vocal cords have been inadvertently directed to her bowels. So when she opens her mouth, out comes crap. I mean, even fucking Harry, who is not the sharpest tool in the box, looks like he doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about, like the rest of us.
Wait. I saw a story that the real issue you had in the royal family was the food. You know, coming from the States, from Los Angeles, I was used to decent food. This was something that really took me by surprise, and I didn't know how to deal with that. It was hard. You know, there's a lack of seasoning and flavor, and my family, never really dealt with it. So, needless to say, I think for a long time I didn't know any differently. So it was hard. It's very difficult. Also, the baby's a girl.
I'll sign yours if you sign mine.
Alrighty. We have a new Sam at the end too, guys, so I'm excited. So this is the Eco water cooler gossip with a blind. And this one we're going to start out with a clip. I don't usually do that, but it's very interesting. So let's see what it says.
Before I used to be the editor of a celebrity magazine, I was the editor of Star. And people would always ask me when I worked there, like, okay, like what stories are real? And I'd be like, okay, every story is real except for the ones about the royal family. And this was prior to Meghan Markle coming on. I'm like, the palace is just a tight ship. Like, people don't blab, So our stuff is like, maybe from a source. But once Meghan came on the scene, leaky ship. People were singing like a bird. Why? Because they were Meghan's spies. She was purposely putting that out there. She hired several PR firms to make sure the places like the Daily Mail, Page Six, our magazines were writing about her on a consistent basis. So when Meghan stands there and is like, I'm the victim, everybody's writing about me. It's like, well, girl, you're paying someone to make sure it happens. What are you talking about?
Well, that was interesting, wasn't it? So we always knew that, right? I mean, no shock, but it's kind of cool to hear it from the actual editor. Okay. So this is interesting from Harry and Meghan Montecito Adventures. Well, Mrs. Sussex has really put her foot in it this time after stating her old school friends have been using the hospital all the time for their own children. She has been requested to name these friends. It seems the hospital would like to get in touch with them to use them in a new PR campaign for the hospital. Now, of course, since these friends do not exist, Mrs. Sussex is in rather a tight spot. The hospital PR people are allegedly pushing quite hard for the names. It will be interesting to see how this pans out. It's last Friday. She has no friends, let alone old school friends. I'd love to see that pan out. My God, that'd be funny. Thought I'd catch your attention. I just wanted to show this very quickly so that if you ever see any pictures of her in this outfit, like the black one, this is actually what she was doing, you guys. This is from the tag. For real, for real. Yep. So that's Roachel for you. Crotch and everything. This was too funny from Tattle Life. Will they manage to rescue the true heir to the throne, who is kept locked in a dungeon with a paper bag over his head to stop his jailers being overwhelmed by his handsomeness, as he's too weak to escape by himself due to being fed too few sausages? Yeah, right, eh? Something random. The posture, the shoes, the outfit, the shoes. The bag looks awkward AF, but the shoes, I can't. This is what Harry couldn't refuse. Right? She doesn't know how to dress for herself. That is for damn sure. Okay, so guys, this is the blind. Noah said it's a little different, so just to run with it. And to put the story or that little thing that I showed you about the editors and her leaking all the stories to, you know, Page 6, Daily Mail, Star, all of them. Yeah, so I guess new times in the Daily Mail. Fellow Sinner Previous Spy alerted us to this article on the miracle birth, so here it is, including an archived version. This is nothing new. It is Harry's story about the birth of Archie as told in Wham. What is new is that Daily Mail writes all the inconsistencies, the gas, the epidural, fast food, etc. And the comments are absolute gold. Nobody believes this story. Okay, so they have an archived one and then they just put it out again, I guess. So I think we have a blind and then some of the Daily Mail comments is what I believe is going on. I try to find out as little as I can, but I need to find out some things because I want to just read it with you guys. So, okay. The Sussexes like post-factually updating their narrative, sometimes several times over. A geriatric mother having had an epidural is not home 2 hours after giving birth. And you have to poop before you even get to go home. Imagine how Harry would have described that. We had brought our specially monogrammed Lucy with us, and I helped my darling wife along to sit on it. She looked so beautiful with her bloodshot eyes and sweat droplets trickling down her neck. Her lovely teeth shone incandescently. You guys, in the early morning light. Push, my love, push. Push to take a crap. That's hilarious. Thank you for the laugh this morning and the horrible visuals. and with a husband who's high as a kite. Drug-induced fever dream or purposely written to be bizarre and unbelievable. Add in giving birth for first time and to an in-line of succession child. Harry is obnoxious and infantile in his delight of fooling the press. Well, that was short. But look at that, November 5th, you guys. This was written this month. How Roachel went to hospital, delivered Archie, and returned to Frogmore Cottage within 2 hours without causing any suspicion. Are you kidding me right now? What am I reading? Oh, Noah, what did you give me? So these are the comments because I'm not reading an article. I said, I'm not reading a whole Daily Mail article. I was like, no, Mom. When Harry was trying to say his wife had a Lazarus moment when she got up and walked. Like Jesus. When no other woman after 2 epidurals could. Yep, you are right. You are hooked up to a machine. I was. It never happened. What was missing was the presence of the surrogate mom. She had 2 epidurals. The Harkles left her in the hospital and returned home with the new baby. Entire thing took 2 hours. Now, doesn't that make more sense? Absolutely. Absolutely spot on. She didn't give birth at all to both of her kids. It was surrogate and will come out one day. You may be right about surrogacy, as in America it was reported that she had a hysterectomy. May be an easy excuse for the husband she did not want to have a baby with. Well, that's something interesting. Yes, even her own brother has stated it. Don't see any lawsuits being imposed on him. This is y'all from the United Kingdom. Cool. It's become quite apparent that this could all be a lie. Yup. It would be better to tell the truth about it now. And if so, are the children really in succession to the throne? Nope. I doubt it. I think at this stage it's important historically that they tell the absolute truth. No, the children are not in line of succession as born of a surrogate. Meg's had a hysterectomy in 2007. The 2 hours was the time it took to go to hospital and collect from the surrogate. Yes, it's a shame the press aren't digging into this more thoroughly. Are we to understand the Daily Mail expects us to swallow this made-up fantasy? I didn't believe it first time around when the lies and pretense happened. The account in Harry's book bears no similarity to normal hospital practice in England, and the hospital she named denied any baby had been born there that day. Well, a nurse actually came out. I put it on one of my shows that there wasn't even an emergency room at the Portland. Always found it odd that Harry's accountant Barry seemed to have more excitement about pulling a fast one on the media than the actual birth of his son. The whole telling of the birth is odd. Once upon a time, there was a prince floating on gas. Sorry, air. He told stories that his wife was induced in hospital for real, but then afterwards, no baby was ever found inside of her. So they visited a woman with rental space inside her body, and within 2 hours they decided on taking home that baby she had just evicted from the rental space. Of course, no one was told about the whole saga at the time, but now fairy tales are introduced to the public in the hope they will deliver the truth. Orange car, are you sure that it was gas he was floating on? Spare never mentioned that as one of his life choices. I mistyped that part, didn't I? Don't forget the room full of candles, a photo of his late mother as always in the music and prayer form. I find this all such a fairy story. My God, they actually wrote that? Oh my God, I didn't read it, you guys. All fabricated, something like old Megsy's sordid past. I find it so completely nauseating. It is. They are grim and she is the wicked witch. I thought it is a little odd that Harry held the baby when they make the official appearance with him. That is mostly always the mother's precious role. He had to push the on-off button. The sad thing is that's true. The only part I believe is that Harry and the Meg like to pull a fast one on absolutely everyone. Getting these surrogate kids in the line of succession was one big long con. Agreed. Okay, guys, that's it. I'm going to put on Sam and have a giggle with y'all, and then I will see you. Noah's shower, just a quick reminder, is Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time here. So anybody that's, got her something or whatever, we'd love to have you there. We're going to decorate a little bit. She's really excited, guys, so... She's 3 weeks away from birth, so this is big, right? Her first baby. So I would love to have as many of you as we can. Would be lovely for her. Oh, I get a little weepy. My grandson, my first grandson. Okay. Let's see. Also, my next video is going to be a tabloid talk. Just so nobody, because people tend to, unsub if I don't have the right videos out. So that's why my laughter breaks are always with these ones. But it'll be a tabloid talk, guys. So it'll be, under 20 minutes. But that's what I'll be doing. Those are fun. And they'll have a funny at the end. And they're good. They're a good time. All right. So let's just do that. Press like, please. Sub if you've come back a few times. I'd love to have you be permanent ACO member. And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being patient. And I will see you in the next one. Let's have a giggle.
We recently filmed applying for a job, successfully it would seem, at McDonald's. This is a two-part question. How does it feel being on a 0 hours contract? And two, did you inform them that you are currently applying for another job? You know, sometimes you hear something, you hear some stuff, and you think, oh my...
Sorry, guys, what's going on?
That's stupid. That is so stupid. All the time. But I think that wrapped up in that two-part question is probably the stupidest combination of stupid I've ever heard. It's quite beautiful, actually. It's quite beautiful because it's so stupid. It's so stupid, it's quite beautiful. You're dodging the question, Mr. President. If I am, Harry, then it's only to save you embarrassment, because that was a stupid question. It's a stupid question. Which you apparently can't answer. Harry, look, I can't dignify, what's going on here? I can't dignify that with an answer because, look, Harry, I'm not really working at McDonald's, okay? You're not? Right, okay. Well, I'm sure I'm not alone in feeling a little bit deceived here. It almost sounds like you're ready to admit, or want to admit, this whole thing was just a stunt, a coordinated stunt. I mean, yeah, of course it was, of course it was. I've got you. I have got you. It's on screen. It's on TV. It's on camera. You just admitted to it being a stunt, to being a scam. Somebody, call someone. Call the press. Call someone. Call the Watergate guys. Burnwood and Woodstein. You're not going to wiggle out of this one, Donald. You're not going to wiggle out of this one. You just admitted the whole thing. It was a stunt. Is he having a stroke? Is he having a stroke? What? What? What do you mean? No? No?
Oh,
really?
Funny.
Well, you have extremely good relationships with your children. So we're just going to move on, are we? We're going to move on. But what I want to know is, how should a child who's upset his father go about getting his father back on side without disturbing his highly strung wife, admitting he was wrong, or looking stupid in the public eye? Look, Harry, there's nothing you can do without upsetting your wife. I mean, she's outraged as an occupation. Her occupation is outrage, okay? It's costing me my hair. That's where I can sympathize with you, Harry, but I'm 80 and you're only 40, so it's too young. You're a young guy, Harry. Have you tried maybe massaging some tea tree oil into your roots, maybe into your scalp?
This is so funny.
You sound like Megan. She always wants to massage somewhere. The other day, she massaged a whole smashed avocado into her skinny pins to make them shine. Anyway, we're getting very close to wrapping up the first episode of the interview you never knew you needed. But before you go, is there anything you'd like to ask of our resident doctor in the corner? Well, thank you for introducing me at last, Harry. I've been sitting here like a plum. Hello, doctor. Well, I get a lot of people telling me I shouldn't get the majority of my fluid intake from a Diet Coke. But I'm physically fine. I'm one of the best. So how do you explain that? No, Donald, you might be fit as a butcher's dog, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Diet Coke is a good substitute for water. I mean, the body is a hormonal battleground, and the aspartame can really play havoc with the inner melodies. So what you're saying is I've got great genetics. Oh, you cheeky rapscallion. You do really have a delightful habit of accentuating the positive and eliminating the negative. It's a gift, it's a gift. However, Donald, I really would rather see you chugging down a litre or two of pure H2O rather than this coloured and flavoured carbonated water. Nevertheless, it was always good to have a little bit of what you want. It won't kill you. It's what I always have my brandy, and I always have marshmallows after every meal for perhaps a fortnight to stretch. Well, thank you for that, Doctor. Anyway, it's time to wrap things up. So the Doctor and I will be back very soon for another episode of The Interview You Never Knew You Needed. Thank you for coming, Mr. President. It's quite the experience, actually.